it can be confusing when you're first starting out because you don't necessarily, if you don't know the distinction between move and direction, you can think they're the same thing. There's also the element of timing, right? So I guess if we went way back to the beginning 4 elements of spinning, I would say the first one is velocity, right? You need to have enough momentum, velocity, force, some combination of all those to get the poi spinning. And in the beginning, your spins may look like this, where it's dragging or the poi flops around. And that's because you don't have enough control to maintain tension across the tether, right? But even being able to stop the poi is part of being able to control the momentum. So that's the first element. Then there is the plane that you do it on, right? So there's the side planes, left plane, right plane, left plane, right plane. There's also the front plane and the back plane, and then the floor plane and the ceiling plane. So there's 6 planes where you can do it, okay? And then there's the direction that you're doing it in. They're both overhand. They're both underhand. Right is overhand, left is underhand. Left is overhand, right is underhand. Those are the 4 side plane directions that you can do. Similarly, on the front plane, you can do, they're both clockwise, that same direction. They're both counterclockwise, that's also same direction. Or you could do one in clockwise and one in counterclockwise, or both in overhand. So this is overhand opposite because they're opposite directions, versus this is underhand opposite or outward, right? So this one goes inward at the top. This one goes outward at the top. There's lots of different ways that you can call these, but this one is the right hand is clockwise and the left hand is anti-clockwise. So that's the other version. So there's direction. And then the 4th element is timing, because you can do this, where the poi hit the bottom of the turn at the same time. You can do this, where it's split time. One poi is at the top while the other poi is at the bottom. You could do this, which is together time, where both poi hit the bottom of the turn at the same time on the same side of the body. Or you could do something like this. This is polyrhythmic, where my right poi is actually spinning twice as fast as my left poi, right? So those are all of the elements of the basic physics of poi. All of those become relevant because even with my weave, this is just my regular old 3-beat weave and overhand, I can now take it and turn my body and make it a wall plane move, right? So it's no longer on my side plane relative to me. If it's on my side plane, it would be on the plane that is perpendicular to my hip line. Now I'm doing it in a way that it's oriented so that it's parallel to my hip line. You're like, how did you do that? We'll get to that.